We have another 5 more minutes of time. In interest of things, your ma'ams will introduce me, but before we start, I want yourself to get introduced to me. I didn't have this plan at all, but there is a little time left. I wanted to cover this up because I wanted to know about you, whether you are a student or a teacher or a professor or anything. Not much in detail, your name and where are you from and what do you do. Okay, and a little more word because I'm going to cover the cloud computing topic, right? So, any experience that you had prior to our session, that would be a good thing. Okay, let's start from the last and then we'll come forward. Okay, who wants to start? I don't want this. Let's be a little friendly for the next couple of hours. You don't get a chance to see me at a later point of time as well. Who wants to start? Yep.
So myself, Chandra. I'm a BVC student at Bhavans. I'm from Telangana, Hyderabad.
Anything on cloud experience prior?
So we had a 1 week AWS session last week. I was not able to attend properly the whole session. I had some prior commitments.
Okay.
I have a basic understanding of what AWS cloud infrastructure.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Sainikpuri. Next, who wants to? Yeah.
I'm from Kadali College. I have an experience on cloud computing, clouds, but just I know basic what is cloud and how it is implementing in the areas like e-commerce or something.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And who wants to go next? Yep, just an introduction.
My name is Shanti from college.
Okay. So did you attend any cloud sessions earlier prior to this? Very good. You'll enjoy today then.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Why are you feeling shy? Okay, let's be friends for today then, for the next couple of hours. As I said. You can tell. I just wanted to break that barrier when people has an assumption that we're not supposed to talk in the sessions. What other people are going to think about us. I mean, these are all my experiences. Again, it might not be the same with you because there are professors in here as well. We might have a barrier where, what if I ask a stupid question? Are people who are going to laugh at me? Let's leave everything. Be it a stupid question, be it an irrelevant question, not too much irrelevant, a little side topic of it, we'll try to answer. But if we wanted to discuss more in detail of it, we'll see at the last. But on the ongoing topic, even if it's a stupid question, I'll definitely answer you. And no marks on this, no judgment, okay? Nothing. And I was waiting for a few more people introduction. We're just passing time by the people come.
I'm Shravya and I'm from RBDR College, Narayanguda. I'm working as an assistant professor.
Okay.
I'm having a basic of cloud computing but not an hands-on experience.
Good. I'll give you a hands-on experience. Anybody else wants to go?
From St. Anne's College, Malapur.
Okay.
Working as a computer science.
Computer science. Okay. You've been into any workshops earlier?
On cloud computing, no. This is my first workshop on cloud computing.
Oh, cool.
I'm also from same college, sir, and Parliament Computer Faculty.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. Anybody else wants to go?
My name is Manisha. RBVR, it's called Narayanpura. I'm a faculty at that college. Even I don't have any hands-on cloud, but I know like basics about cloud.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Been to any cloud computing sessions earlier? No. Anybody else wants to go? Okay, I'll not scare you much. I'll let your ma'am to introduce me.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Welcome back to the session 2 of the first day of FDP. It is my pleasure indeed to introduce to you the second speaker for the day, Mr. Srinivas Kadali. Mr. Srinivas Kadali is a seasoned technology professional who currently serves as a support escalation engineer at Microsoft Corporation. With rich experience in solving complex technical challenges and guiding enterprises through their digital transformation journeys, he represents the spirit of innovation that drives today's cloud-first world. At Microsoft, Mr. Kadali plays a critical role in supporting organizations that run on Microsoft Azure, helping them unlock the full potential of cloud technologies. His expertise spans areas such as cloud architecture, virtualization, and enterprise-scale solutions, making him uniquely positioned to help both educators and professionals understand how theory translates into practice. In today's session, Sir will focus on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing, exploring its service models, deployment strategies, and real-world applications. Sir will highlight how Azure empowers industries with scalability, security, and flexibility, and how educators can harness this platform to design innovative learning environments. We are glad to have you today with us, sir.
Thank you
I
so
hand
much.
over the session to you.
Thank you. That's a very brief introduction. In short, I work as a support escalation engineer at Microsoft, supporting across the globe. Our support models will be not confined to any specific location or specific client. We support across the globe. That means all the regions. Okay, that's in short. So we're going to start with virtualization. I'm going to jump to the topics. I'll let you know understand what is virtualization, a very basic level of it. The reason because I always feel foundation is more important on the later part of things which you run into assisting or knowing about it or working as a professional, IT professional or anyway. Base is more important. So just for the next couple of hours, be more interactive. I know everybody had their lunch, you're going to sleep, but try to be awake. I'll make it more interesting for you. It's my job. So let's start with the virtualization part. And one more request from my side, don't go much deep into technical. I'll be very ground. That means what I ask you a definition, don't think too much technical. Whatever comes in your mind, answer it. Okay? What is virtualization? What it actually means? It's simulation and
which is not physical, but the same thing will be done by the same machine, which we can do through physical.
Yep. It replaces the role of a physical thing and imaginary. Absolute.
You have the host, you have the guest, you have the virtualization middle, so that whatever is there, we are going to scale it up into multiple times and go to that.
Yep, exactly. And any more? That's it. So, virtualization is something that doesn't really exist, but does the job what we wanted to get out of it. Okay? To demonstrate it, I will give you a couple of things. So, what is a server? Basic definition. Really confused? I said very short. You go to a restaurant, you get a
Service.
who is it? He is a server, right? The server is nothing but it's the one who serves you. It's out of the same word itself. Everything. Okay, you answer this stupid question. Why is it called a laptop? Very simple as that, right? Now the same definition comes in here as well. Desktop. That's it. Nothing much difference on it. So there is no difference between a server and a laptop or a desktop or be it anything. Components will be same. Thing differs in here. Now you have heard of many things as database server, web server, IIS server, file server, these many things, right? What are all they? Okay. If I have to simply tell you, I'll take an example of dosa. Okay. How many varieties of dosa you have? So many. Okay. But dosa is same. If I put nothing on it, it's a plain dosa. If I put onion, if I put masala, right? And the server is also as simple as that. Okay? If you host a web service on it, it becomes a web server. If you host a database service on it, it becomes a database server. And then if you host it to keep files, it becomes a file server. So the base concept is the same batter, which is nothing but the server, which is going to help you. And depending on the roles that you have installed on it, it becomes to serve that particular thing. Okay? So let's talk about something that you know. See, everything that I'm going to discuss is all things that you are seeing in the real world itself. Okay? Now, if I take a server, okay, what will be the core components of it? It's hardware first. Right? Everybody able to see this? Android here?
Yeah.
It's hardware, right? What hardware will have? Processor, which is nothing but CPU.
Memory.
RAM, which is nothing but memory. Hard disk is nothing but storage. Ethernet is nothing but network. Okay? Now, this is the hardware part which you see in your real world. Now, what will be on the top layer of this hardware? What is it? OS, right? Now, you drive it with the operating system. Right? This is the most important thing. The reason because even if you have a car or a bike, if you don't have a driver, it cannot run. There's no use of it. Right? On top of it, what are we doing? We are installing apps, applications, which are nothing but your softwares. Now, I treat this as a kingdom. Okay? This hardware entire part is a kingdom. Now, who is the king? King is the one who drives it. Who is it? Right? He is the king. Now, this is the real world, correct? This is what you see on your day-to-day. Now, when it comes to virtualization, how will this be? Can anybody tell me on it, referencing it? You'll have hardware, same things. Okay? CPU, storage and network. on top of it you are getting OS. Now, if it's a virtual machine, it also runs on a physical hardware, right? Now, my virtual machine is here. Okay? Now, when my virtual machine is here, we know virtualization means running multiple machines on a single hardware. Correct? Now I have more VMs in here. Okay? I have virtual machines in here, and then I will have inside it operating system. Correct? Now let's come back to my concept. How many kings there can be there in a kingdom? Now, how these kings are going to rule them? If one operating system is there, right? If there is one operating system, that means multiple kings in here. Okay? Let's come to our normal world itself. What happens if there are multiple kings in one kingdom? Internal fights. The kings are going to fight. Why? Because let's imagine these are soldiers. One king gives an instruction, and then when a king gives an instruction, the soldier has to follow. Right? When multiple kings are giving instructions, whose instruction should the soldier follow in here?
The strongest.
No. And every king is very powerful. Now you people tell me, you said you had virtualization experience, right? Now you tell me how this is getting executed. Allocation. But even if it's allocation, if one king gives it, these people have to start executing. Let's imagine the kings are good enough wherein he sleeps from 12 to 3 in the night, and then he sleeps at 3 to 6, and this guy sleeps at something 6 to 9 or something. Okay? There's no conflict. Every king is giving an instruction and soldiers are executing it. But what if this guy comes in and then gives an instruction in the middle of the kingdom? That's going to create a conflict. Right? Now you tell me a solution. Isolation. How will you isolate? You cannot isolate. Every king is really more powerful, I said, right?
FCFS.
First come, first serve. No. I am the king. Everybody will say like that. I am the king. I'm going to rule this kingdom. My instruction has to be executed on priority, is what then. Right? So now, what happens in here is, these are virtual machines. That means, they have a virtual hardware. They don't have a physical hardware. Okay? Now you already know it, right? Virtual machine. It's a virtual hardware. Now imagine a situation, you want to become a pilot. Okay? I'm your trainer. I'll make you sit in the plane, take you onto the sky, and then I'll ask you to drive. I'll let you know the controls, you drive it. What will be the situation? Right? You're going to land, but you're going to do a crash land rather than doing a landing, right? So the same way, what I do is, before making you sit on a real plane, I'll give you a simulator. Simulator is nothing but, it creates a real-time environment wherein you have the same controls that you have inside a real plane, and then you're gonna drive the things first here on the simulator, and then once you get some experience on it, on how to do it, And these are going to be situations where when you have a crash landing, how to handle the plane and all, you get these experience, and then you'll be moved on to a real plane. Okay? All these concepts also comes from the same thing. Now, you said, right, there is a hardware, there is a CPU memory and all there. Now this is the king, right? So, for every VM that's deploying on this hardware, okay, we'll have a virtual hardware. And what virtual hardware will consist of? Same, CPU memory, storage and network. Okay, they're gonna break it into pieces and then give it to it. Okay, if I have a 10 CPU and then I want every virtual machine to have one CPU, that means how many virtual machines can I host? 10. Can I host beyond 10?
You have to distribute it equally.
You have to distribute it, but I want every virtual machine to have one CPU.
Then only.
Is it possible? In real world, it is actually possible.
Time slot.
Time slot, right? I give you virtual hardware here, but this guy I said is using between 12 to 3. What about rest of the hours? He is not using it. Right? Now, if he is not using it, somebody else can use it, right? That's what the concept of virtualization. Do you have any questions here? I'm expecting questions, some stupid questions even. I would say.
It can be used, but security concern.
Security concerns is one, but we'll go into it later. But here, I said king and kingdom. I'm giving you a hint. King and kingdom, I'm expecting some stupid questions.
It has to be given. What time?
Unauthorized access.
When and what time it has to be given?
When and what time has to be? Can you be a little more elaborative?
I mean to say, when you are sharing the system, I have to mention even the time slot given to it and what resources are given.
Correct. But we're not going to restrict on it. Right? I said, I'll give you the question itself. Now, this is a virtual hardware, right? This is OS. Where is the kingdom of this king now? There, here. Virtual hardware. And where virtual hardware will get executed? I mean, where the real things are going to happen? On the physical hardware. Now, this king gave an instruction to this virtual hardware and then he is executing it. Okay? And then there is one more king who has come in middle while this guy, these soldiers are doing work. This guy came with another work. Doesn't that going to create a conflict there?
Yes.
Then how? That's why I said, sit in this world, think about something. Right? Now, here we have a middleman called hypervisor. Okay? This is the most important thing on the virtualization part. Now, what you have? You have hardware, okay, entire these components, and you got a hypervisor. Hypervisor is nothing but an operating system itself. Okay, it's designed to run. It's designed to simulate things to the VMs, virtual machines. Now, your hypervisor is here. On top of this hypervisor, you will have the virtual machines running. Okay? Now, can this virtual hardware directly talk to the hardware? No. It has to come through the hypervisor and hypervisor will start executing it. Once it's completed, it's going to give it back to the hypervisor and then it will go back to its place. Now, are we resolving the conflict of the king and the priority there? No. Why? How?
hypervisor is he prioritizing one?
It doesn't have any priority. First come, first serve. Okay. Now imagine this is a classroom. Okay, we have people here. There is a boy standing here who's going to assist these people. Okay. He will go and then he'll come back. Okay. Now behind that lane, the hardware is. If I give an instruction to this guy, okay, he will go. I'll order him, bring me a glass of water. Now he goes and then gets me a glass of water. Is that solving your problem? Now you're not aware what is happening behind this. Now the other question comes in here is, we are kings in here. We are all kings, right? Now you're gonna ask him, when I ordered him to get a glass of water, you're gonna order him again, saying that go get a glass of water, but he's not there. How will the king feel? Right? He's gonna fire him up, he's gonna hang him to death, anything may happen, right? So to spoof it, what he does is, he stands here itself. He keeps an assistant, okay, saying that when I order him, get me a glass of water, yes sir, I'm getting it. Okay, he is here itself. There is one more boy behind him who's going to get a glass of water. I don't know that there is a boy behind him. Now when Sainikpuri comes and asks him a glass of water, yes sir, I'm getting it for you. Okay, now there is a waiting, there is only one boy there. Now what does the king feel? Okay, my instruction is being executed. And this king feels my instruction is being executed. We're just making a virtual hardware, the operating system inside it as a bakara, and then getting things done. That's what virtualization is. But in real time, it doesn't even give you a feel that it's being executed or it's being in wait or something. But as I said, king gives an instruction to the hardware and it's a priority. It's a priority for the virtual hardware. When it comes to the hypervisor operating system, okay, the boy is here, which is virtual hardware. He's executing it. The other boy behind him is the hypervisor. Okay, when it comes to the hypervisor, he doesn't know who the king is. He says, you want glass of water? Yes, I'm getting it. Okay, when he calls, wait, I'm getting glass of water for the other guy. You have to wait now. Right? Now, what if he has 15 people behind him? I mean, there are 10 vCPUs, right? 10 processors behind him. So they can manage the things. Now, the possibility is that when 10 people are doing it behind this guy, okay, just imagine this situation. He's here and there are 10 people to help him. By the time one gets a glass of water, remaining 9 are free in here. When I order 2 more glasses of water, they're gonna get it. Right? This is how things happen in the back end. By the time one completes, the other might get free. In case if there is more load, then what is gonna happen? Wait. But you really don't know that you're really waiting for it. Now imagine yourself as a king, and you every time in a situation that my instruction is getting executed, I am the prioritized person. Is this clear? Now think of the thing when I said I wanted to one vCPU for each machine and I have 10 CPUs. Okay? When I have 10 CPUs, 10 virtual machines. Now you answer the question, can I host 15 virtual machines here on a 10 vCPU?
Yes.
Right? And what is the advantage of it? We are over provisioning it. We are making efficient use of the hardware. Now let's imagine a situation where I have a server and then I am running two projects, wherein one from the India time zone and one from the US time zone. These are the places where you have more load on it. When India team is working, then US team will be sleeping. When US team is sleeping, the India team will be working. Now, instead of placing 10 virtual machines, I'll place 20 virtual machines. I'm more confident that I have a forecast where both of these people together don't work at the same time. Now, I get revenue. For each virtual machine, if you're charging 500 rupees. Now, usually, if it's a physical hardware, you can only run one machine. That means your revenue is 500. And with the concept of virtualization, how much are you earning? 20 into 5. How much? I'm very poor at maths. 10,000. Now, I'm generating more revenue on it. This is the reality of the world. Okay? If you understand Telugu, cloud business is, I don't know how to tell in Hindi, but chiller business antar kada. It's all about the same thing. Okay, they generate revenue more out of it. Okay, now are we clear on this part? Because this is the very base concept which everybody has to know on what is virtualization. And if I have to define what virtualization is, effective utilization of hardware is nothing but virtualization. And we achieve it through a concept called simulation, and few people call it as emulation as well. So we are going to generate a virtualized environment of the physical hardware, and we are going to make use of it. Any questions on this so far? Is it interesting or boring? Is it feeling sleepy after lunch? No? Gone? I'll make you more interesting. Okay? Is it clear on it? Right? And I know if I ask you this question, so many people are going to answer. What are service models in cloud computing? Okay? Very perfect, I know. Right? Now you people tell me, okay? I'm here to connect the real world dots to you on the imaginary things that you have, right? What is IaaS? What is infrastructure? Both hardware and software? Only hardware? Huh? Yes?
It includes network, hardware, memory.
Okay, if you have to explain me on this environment, what is IaaS?
That hardware component. Hardware. Physical. Yes.
This is IaaS?
Yes.
That means if you take a virtual machine from a cloud computing, is it IaaS, SaaS or PaaS? SaaS? No. No.
Virtual
No.
machine, you are taking all the services actually based on your requirement.
No. If you take IaaS, let's imagine this thing now. IaaS is nothing but hardware, right? Okay. Let's imagine it as a bike. Okay. Now you tell me what is IaaS in this? Bike. Bike is a short term detail.
Mode of transport.
No. Engine. Yep. Tires. Horn. Brake. Okay. Now if I don't assemble you all these things and give it to you, is that a IaaS service? Can you drive it?
A complete package.
Right? Will you be able to drive that bike? But really, technically speaking, that is what an infrastructure service is. You only get the infrastructure of it. Right? That's what an IaaS is. Now you people tell me, did I break your confidence that I know IaaS very well? Sorry, I'm not here for that, but I'm going to give you more clarity on it. So, when an IaaS service is coming, it's only the infrastructure. Okay? What is AAS expansion mean? As a service. Now, again, the restaurant concept server. Okay? Who is the organization now? Who is giving you IaaS? Who is the service provider? AWS, GCP. There are so many service providers. Okay? We'll just park this aside and then jump on to other concept. Okay? Now, it's only the infrastructure as a service. That means only these components is what IaaS means. Now, what is meant by platform as a service? Operating system.
To use these components, we are providing the platform.
Database. Okay. Easiest example is assembled infrastructure, and then on top of it you'll also have the operating system like this. Usually your layer will be hardware, OS, and then application. Okay? Everywhere you'll have the same thing, but when it comes to it, IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Now when it comes to it, the definition that you actually said is absolutely correct. It's only infrastructure as a service, which is only the hardware. But when it comes to a real world, anything that is there on the infrastructure, the provider is going to take care of it. Now, I work with Microsoft, right? If any hardware fails, it's my responsibility. Okay? What if your operating system fails? It's not my responsibility. Okay, it's not my responsibility. Because I am giving you only the infrastructure. That means any cloud concept is a mutual thing where the cloud service provider is going to take care of a couple of things, and as a IT employee or whoever is managing it has to take care of rest of the things. Now, when you take a virtual machine, only hardware is a particular vendor's responsibility. Let's say if you're consuming these services from Microsoft, then if it's a IaaS infrastructure, it's only the hardware responsibility. Now, if my operating system is failing, it's not on me. Okay? It's your job to keep it more strong, resilient, and then foolproof. Then, if a hacker is coming into your network and then hacking the application data, does IaaS service take responsibility on it? No. No. Because it's only hardware. Now, what is PaaS? Platform as a service. And the other one? SaaS, software as a service. Okay? Now, PaaS, you can take storage as a concept of it. Okay? And SaaS, your Outlook. Okay? If you want me to go more detail on it, I can go. But in short, software as a service means, when I take software as a service, application availability is my thing. Whatever you do in the back end doesn't matter for me. Is WhatsApp a PaaS service?
SaaS. No, it is a platform.
No.
Application availability means SaaS.
Just imagine this thing. if WhatsApp server goes down, are you going to get into it and fix it? Right? You're not going to. If you have a network issue, is WhatsApp going to come and fix your issue? Now, what is that particular service? Irrespective of whatever is happening in the entire world, okay, even if there is a world war, okay, even if there is a tsunami, even if there is a cyclone, I have to have my WhatsApp service running. That's what it is. Now you don't have any headaches. Now if you think that you are hosting this particular WhatsApp software by yourself, you're making some mechanism, then what all things you have to take care of? You have to take care of infrastructure, you have to take care of operating system, and then you have to take care of the application that's hosted on it. And at the same time, this is not just enough. It has to be available 24/7 for your team now. Now we have to take care of internet. Okay? Now, that's all just not enough. You have to have backup sources for your power. Right? Is this clear? Can I erase it? Okay? Any doubts so far? Is it interesting or boring? Or learning something new? Energy levels down. Now, you tell me, why cloud?
Availability.
Availability of all services.
Availability of all your services. Very perfect. How are you going to get it? Cost?
Pay as rent basis.
Pay as you go. That means when you're going, you're going to pay it, pay the bill, or what is it?
As you use.
As you use, you're going to pay for it. Why did a cloud computing evolve? What is the actual thought behind it?
To reduce the infrastructure.
Sorry?
Reduce the
Utilization
infrastructure.
is virtue. Reduce the infrastructure.
So we cannot maintain large servers and
You cannot maintain it. Maintenance. Okay? There is a concept called have you ever heard these terms? OPIX, CAPIX, which is nothing but operational excellence, capital expense. Okay? I'll give you an example. If you're feeling bored, or this is not an example, if you're feeling bored, or if you're tired, or if you're feeling sleepy, let me know. We'll have a break and then we'll resume it back again. Okay? And I'm going to make it more interesting for you. Okay? Anybody feeling sleepy? Ready now. I'll give you an example. Are you consuming any cloud services on your day-to-day life?
Google Cloud.
Google Cloud. How? Google Drive? That's cloud. What service is it? GCP, what service? Under IaaS, PaaS, SaaS?
Storage.
IaaS? This is not storage, this is software, okay? PaaS. It is PaaS. Because it's not software, it's PaaS. Not like that, but it's you're taking care of storage, you're taking platform as a service. Storage is a platform. Okay, that's where. Okay. Any other cloud services that you're consuming?
No, we are paid, no, so that's why we are not using any other cloud except this 15 GB space.
That's coming for free.
Yes.
How are they giving it free? How is Jio able to give you calls at free of cost?
That's the charging.
Now they are charging more. Earlier?
Free of cost.
Free of cost. Why did they give free of cost earlier? It's making like a drug. They want you to get addicted and then they'll use it. Okay? Now, when they give the storage free of cost, you might not be using it. At least among 100 people, at least 2 or 3 people are going to buy storage. Okay. Now, when they give you 15 GB of free space, are they really giving it?
We are allotting it.
How do you know that it's allotted?
They are not, so we are not paying anyway, no? So it is.
It's free.
We don't know.
It's free. We are not bothered about it. Right? Backend, does he really has that 15 GB space reserved for you? Now that over provisioning concept comes in here. And now I have only 10 GB as the initial cost. Okay? I distribute 10 GB per user for how many? 10 people, which is actually
120 GB.
they don't have this space in the backend really. They don't have it. It's a virtualized environment, right? They will over provision it. If you get a warning as storage full, what will you do? You'll delete some items. But if I give this 10 GB of space across all these people, is everyone going to fill that 10 GB at the same time? Okay? But imagine if I'm charging you a very less cost. 10 GB, I'll only ask you 50 rupees.
Still we are not paying.
Still you are not paying. But I'll ask you 50 rupees, you have to give me. Okay? Paid service. Now, imagine the business 10 into how much?
Per user.
Now, back end, I'm only keeping 10 GB. But I've collected charge for all these people now. I'm gonna invest this in a market, stock market. Whatever the returns I'm getting, okay? When this comes to 9 GB, 10 GB is the allocated space. When it comes to 9 GB and there is only 1 more GB left, then what I'll do? Buy some hardware extended. I'll make it 15 GB. And by the time it's filling up, now I'm getting money from here for 500 GB, the cost, and I'm investing on it. Right? And the example for this is, you wanted to have a luxury ride in a Ferrari car. What will you do?
Rent. You take rent.
Rent. What are the benefits that you get when you rent it?
Low cost.
No cost.
No need to purchase.
No need to purchase.
No maintenance.
No maintenance. No petrol. Petrol you have to fill. Petrol is operational excellence. Petrol is you have to fill it. If you don't fill petrol, you only have to click photos in front of it. If you are okay, for girls absolutely fine. For boys, they have to ride it. They wanted to have that experience. Now, if you wanted to buy a Ferrari car, let's assume it will be crores of rupees for you. At least beyond 70, 80 lakhs or close to 1 CR. Now, if you have to rent it, how much do you have to pay? 10,000 or something, whatever the hours that you take, you'll return it. You had an experience, you clicked some photos, you post it on Facebook and you'll say, I'm owning a Ferrari for today. Right? This Ferrari is mine for the next couple of hours is the post. Okay? You get what your needs are fulfilled in here. Okay? Now say the same thing has come from your Ola Uber cabs as well. Now we wanted to commute from one place to another place. Okay? Now, and you only wanted to go by car. That means you're only paying for that particular ride. You don't even pay for the fuel as well. When you buy a Ferrari car, when you rent a Ferrari car, it's a IR service. You're getting it as an appliance. Okay? in software world, we call it as appliances. Appliances are nothing but your TV is an appliance, your fridge is an appliance. A simple definition of it is plug and play. Everything will be configured. Now, if you buy a fridge, you don't have to assemble it, or you wanted to make a cooling unit out of it. You will get it ready. You just have to plug it into the power and then ready to use. There are a couple of appliances. That means pre-built, prepared everything. Your mobile is an appliance. It's ready to use thing. You just have to charge it and use it. Provide network for it. Okay. Now, this is the concept of cloud that they are achieving. They give you services and they charge for the services. And the advantage that we have in here is you will only be charged for what you are using. And IaaS, PaaS, SaaS are the service models where is your role of work in there, and how do you want to use it. But just imagine a thing you wanted to, more of girls in this room, right? So I'll take boutique, okay, which everybody is passionate about. You are hosting you own a boutique shop now. What you have to do? You have to create a website for it. In order to create a website, you should have a server. Okay? If you have a server, your classrooms will not be AC, but lab will be AC. For whom? Computers. Right? You need cooling. You need AC. Right? If internet goes down, you need a backup secondary connection. Okay? And what if somebody is stealing your server? You have to have a CC camera. And what if there is no power for the CC camera? Again, backup power. Backup power, you're already keeping it for it. Okay? For CC camera, there will be blind spots as well. Whoever knows what blind spot is, which will not be covered by a CC camera, we call it as a blind spot. Now, in that case scenarios, CC camera will cover only the space, but somebody can climb onto the wall and then get in and steal it, right? Backup, security, round the clock. And if your boutique site has to run, these many things should be there. Clear? And painful things, my boutique is not running well, I wanted to sell it off. You buy everything, okay? And 2 months or 3 months you invested a lot of money. And then you decided, okay, this is not going to work out, I'm going to sell it out. Bouquet you can sell. Boutique you can sell. The apparels inside the boutique you can sell it off. What about the hardware? What about the CC cameras? What about the ACs that you have purchased? What about the salaries towards the security people?
Still we can sell it off.
But again, you'll have loss, depreciation of price. Now, if you buy a mobile and then sell it on the beside store, how much price cut? At least 30%. The same thing. How much are you going to get lost? At least 20%, 50%. Now, imagine for running all these things, you at least need how much of money? At least 50 lakhs. 1 or 2 lakhs for server. The remaining for generator, power backup you need to have. Internet, 2 internet connections you need to have. You need to have security people round the clock. You need to buy a security cameras for it. And the security camera needs a storage. If the storage is full, you'll have to keep it up. Everything at least 50 lakhs. And you're gonna run this for 3 months. And then after you sell it, after 3 months, at least 30 or 40%. Okay, my friend is there, he is buying it. Looking at me, I am very sad that my business is not running. So he has to help me, so he'll buy it. Now, how much is the loss in here? At least 30%. Now, the same thing, when you take it from cloud, you need not worry about all these things. Now you clearly understood what cloud computing is all about. That's why I said chiller business. Now imagine If you use it for 3 months, okay, 3 months, does anybody going to do shopping in the night? Midnight? At least we are like owls, right? We're going to wake up till 11 or 12. Anything after 2 or 3 at least. When we are owls, there are people who are going to wake up late as well. Right? Now, when I use it in cloud, I will turn it off after 12 or 1 to save some cost. Okay? 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock, site will not be available. I'll give it as a banner in the page. We don't want to spoil, I'll keep a fancy quote. We don't want to spoil your sleep. We want to let you sleep. That's why we don't make our site available in the midnight. Okay, business tactic. Right? Now, I'll keep that server shut down. In that case, I'm going to save some cost. The reason because when my resources are deallocated, that means if I'm not using it, I'm not going to pay for it. Okay? But I still have my boutique configuration and everything on the storage, right? I'll only pay for the storage. So when you own a virtual machine in cloud, pay as you go. Pay as you go is a plan name, but pay for what you use is the concept. Okay? Now if you have observed this concept, we have all these concepts in our real world as well. If you book a Ola cab and it arrived and then you ask him to wait for 10 minutes, it's not free. Waiting charge. Right? So, the same thing. If you use, you pay for it. If you don't use, don't pay for it. Okay? So that's how you're saving your money when you keep things on. Now, whatever the things that we discussed, right? Operating cost is nothing but your AC, generator. Okay? For generator, you need fuel. Okay? And capex is nothing but the investment that you're going to keep. So when you're consuming cloud services, you'll have operational excellence and capital excellence as well. This is what? Any doubts? Any doubts? Is it boring? I'm going to keep asking you people, just to make sure that you're responding and then not sleeping. Sorry that I'm not giving you any slides, because I cannot keep this content in a slide. And then if I keep the content, you'll have answers everything there itself, and then you're going to see there and then there, which I don't want. Okay? Clear? Any doubts? Any stupid questions that you want to ask? No? If I got this freedom, then I would have screwed the trainer. Okay? You want to take a break? Or you want to sit? If my session is more interesting, then I'll take it. Shall we take this answer as no, as not interesting or boring?
Let's take 5 minutes break. You can ask there. Straightforward. Be straightforward.
Hey, you people are kings. I introduced you as kings and then you're not asking me anything. Break? 5 minutes?
Yes.
Need a break.
And wind power, they will be generating it. They generate their own power. Okay? And this is the actual data center area. Okay? We can enter into the lobby room. And this is the path that you need to get in to go into the data center, the road of it. Okay? And these are the mechanical area of it. Okay? So when I click enter lobby, I can go into the lobby in here. It will be a little slow, as I said. Bear with it. It will load. You can see how the lobby looks like. That means, I think most of us would have seen, if you don't go to Taj Mahal, a 3D tour of it online. NASA, you have satellite, the bird eye view of it, the same bird eye view of the data center. It's pretty slow in here. This will be the operations room. When you, it's still not loading, it's taking a little time, but They will have a monitoring system projected in here. This is the place where the employees will be seated, and they will have a real-time monitoring system in here, which actually displays the capacity that's available at the data center, and in case if there is any failure on it, nobody has to tell them. It's the automation which has to detect and let them know, and then everybody will be taking care of it. There will be an electrician, there will be a plumber, okay? Because the cooling source for these things would be water. There will be a lot of water consumption for it. Sorry? Below 16 degrees. Below 16 degrees, and they always try to maintain at 14. And sorry? 24 by 7, irrespective of it. If you need, you have 4 ACs in here. If 2 ACs are running for 15 days, if they need maintenance, the other 2 ACs would be running in here. They will be taken out for maintenance in case if they need. If the cooling system is not good, the entire systems would go down. There will be no use. And if there is no capacity, people are going to screw us. The discussion that we had, WhatsApp and everything are free for you. That's the reason if something goes wrong, you'll not tell them anything, okay, it will be fixed. Okay? Now, imagine there are banking sectors as well that's running on Azure Cloud. Forget about security, that's a different concept. They are more secure. Now, if you look at it, the operational team would be sitting in here, and then they will be monitoring everything in it. CC cameras would be monitored by the security people. They will have a different room for monitoring it. Okay? And AC failures, anything, everything will have a monitoring system. Even if the room temperature goes high, they will get an alert in here. It's not just the physical infrastructure that they are going to take care of. They are going to take care of everything, even the cooling system. Now, why do they need a robust cooling system on it? The reason because CPU generates a lot of heat, wherein to maintain that 14 temperature, let's say imagine your ACs in your home, if you run it on 24 or 26, the compressor will sleep for some time. Wherein when the room temperature reaches to that particular point, okay, it will cut off and then maintain that particular fan, and when the cooling, the heat is getting raised, then the compressor is going to kick in, and then cooling will be provided. This is how your automated system works inside home. But we don't use it manually, we use it in auto mode. When you use auto mode, this will be. Now, for data center, there will be a lot of heat that gets generated, which cannot run on an AC. If you have ever seen movie theaters, do they have wall-mounted ACs? No, right? They have a chilling unit outside, right? So in the mechanical area, you will be able to see the chilling units as well. There will be chilling units. They use water for cooling. It's not a compressor or something. They'll recycle the water and then they cool the units inside. If that is not good, then the servers would not be functioning properly. Okay? These are the mechanical areas where the chilling units will be. This is the real view of it. This is how it actually looks like. From this chamber, it goes inside. Now, next you will go to the server room. Okay? Now imagine if you look behind the right corner beside you, you see a box right there. What is it? What is it? It's a switch. Okay? We talked about components, right? CPU, memory, storage, network. Okay? Now this is the switch. There are only hardly how many computers in here? Say count around 40 or 50 machines. If for 40 50 machines it's that clumsy. Imagine you'll have thousands of servers in the back end, not thousand, lakhs and crores of virtual machines that are maintained on Azure. Now how clumsy they have to look. Okay? But they in real time that will not be, because they have to be a standard that has to be followed. Now, when you have those kind of environment, let's imagine this machine is not getting network. How will you track it? You'll have to catch the cable, connect into it. If it's damaged, you have to replace. Now there will be numbering system that will be present to identify the cable here and there. Okay. If I mark 13 on the number, I'll go there. I'll look for the 13 cable. It will be organized. Now this is how the data center looks like. Okay. These all are servers inside it. Okay. We call them as a rack. Okay. It's a rack where your things would be kept, and on the top you will have power units and network units. Okay, and here this one is a monitor unit where per rack you'll only have one monitor, that's it. Whichever you wanted to switch, because these you don't need any real-time monitoring, right? You don't get a need of login as well, because the operations room where the actual activity will be done, and that's where you will see these things. Now, if you look at here, this is a server module. When you pull out of it, this is called as a blade. Why is it called as a blade? Real world. Think of the real world. What is a blade mean? Shaving blade. Same, right? You'll have a rack on it. Under that you'll have blades. Shaving blades. Simple. Real-time world. Nothing laptop, these and all same I said, right? This is how it looks like. It doesn't look like a blade, right? A thick blade, that's it. Okay? So the reason why they call it as blade is it sits like this inside the rack. If you really look at it, if you have to pull out, you'll have to pull like a draw. Because if you have ever been to a saloon, boys will understand it more. When he has to take a blade out of the packet, he tears it and then removes it like this, right? Same way it comes. All these comes from the real world things itself, but we think more technical on it. Now if you look at it, this is the hardware and these are the components on it. Now they show it as an empty one, the reason because here also you have the hardware, here also you have the hardware. Now these are the CPU, memory and everything. Every model will be different. Right? Now if you look up Gen 8 Project Olympus Compute Blade, these are customized servers for Microsoft. Microsoft usually doesn't prepare any machines, they take it from vendors, HP, IBM, Lenovo or anything. But when these are coming in here, they will be customized because there will be a bigger order from it. So this is how an actual blade looks like. Okay? So these will be of different configuration. If you look at Azure Cobalt 100, okay, every model will be different in here. They will have a lot of different models. And that's it on the tour. You don't have to look at much things. These top that you see are networking things. Okay, every rack will have a defined network on it. Okay. Now, have you ever been to this view anytime? You cannot go. Only very few people will have access to it. Data center?
How can children go? At least I want to take the children.
No, you cannot take children. The
Why
reason
can't you give access from outside at least? So that they have it.
because the reason because if they pull out something there,
No.
production.
Not get into also. At least from a glass room or something.
Glass room from the lobby you can take still.
Will organization give permission for students to access an educational tour or something?
Not completely. That's the reason they gave you a virtual tour. If they want a physical tour, I'll think of it. There is a data center that's getting built in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
I cannot disclose the location as well. That's confidential, but they will say Hyderabad, that's it. Okay?
No, will Microsoft give permissions for students too?
Employees can take.
Huh?
If you have an employee who's working in
You are
Microsoft,
only the employee for us.
that's why I said I'll think of it.
No, taking into consideration that the students are matured and they don't play around anymore.
They don't play around, but they don't trust other people. They don't trust employees as well. Only very few people will have access to data centers. But it's as simple as that. You don't feel anything wandering there. You'll have a lot of noise inside it. I've seen it already.
Noise.
Lot of noise. Lot of noise. Too much of cooling, which you can't bear. It's more than a Switzerland, kind of. More than ice station. And there's a lot of pollution as well inside. I mean, like, if there is dust also, if you are very sensitive to temperature and all, you will definitely fall sick. We only work for half an hour, 20-30 minutes, and then we come back out immediately. Alright. The reason because, and today's world, this is my previous experience on the data center part. Microsoft data center, I have not been. We will not be allowed. And the other thing is, there is no requirement of a person going inside the data center. Everything will be controlled from the operations room itself. You'll have remote access to it and everything. Any doubts?
Sir, what there is like any maintenance, even that time they don't go to see?
Until and unless there is a failure and they have to replace something, physical team will be different again. Everybody will have their own monitoring system, wherein if a physical server goes down, teams will be notified on it, the physical data center team, the operations team and everybody. I wanted to show you one more thing as well. You have seen only one data center. Okay? How many data centers does Microsoft has? Any idea? Where is Microsoft's data center? Hyderabad. Is it in US? Is it in Europe? So it's covering the entire globe. Okay, I'll show you that and how are they connected and then how they work. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of it, and I'll have to say sorry, the reason because I cannot cover everything in this particular 2-3 hours of session, wherein it will be a very vast, and whatever we have learned so far would hardly 0.01% of what Azure is. Okay, but it would be more good to have a basic understanding which will walk you through the other things. And you feel more interesting, you will. If you look at here, this is what is this? Globe, right? So these are data centers. Able to see them? Were you able to see these couple of lines?
Yes, sir.
What are they? See them. I'll rotate. Left, right, you tell me, and then I'll rotate. Where is India? Is this India?
Yeah, India South Central.
Are you able to see now? At least
South Central Hyderabad.
South Central is Hyderabad. And year open?
Coming soon.
Okay, so it's in progress of establishment, which will be deployed soon. It will be hardly close to how many here? From here it is 45 to 50 kilometers, I believe. That's it. Okay, nearest location for us. Now, the lines that you are seeing in here, right? Okay, these are connection between the data centers. Okay. Underneath the sea, there is a fiber channel cable which actually connects these data centers.
Okay.
They don't use satellite.
They don't use any satellite communication, you cannot cover it. Satellite communication is for internal, but the reason why they are laying cables is because they have to be secure. They do not use any public service lines. Nobody will have access to these things because these are interconnection between the data centers.
Recently there was a correction.
Yeah, Red Sea, there was a fiber cut. If you have ever seen, there is a fiber cut recently on the Red Sea, right? Don't know who did it. Government is investigating, but Azure should not have any outage, right? So they diverted their communication to the other. Now if this line is missing, okay, this is the shortest line if you imagine. Now, if there is any issue, then they have to route it. They have to give it to a different channel where there will be a network latency. Now have you ever seen, when you go to your browser and then type in as google.com, have you ever seen google.com not loading? Anytime? Don't say that my mobile internet is not working, then I saw it. Right? They will never go down because they plan redundancy and everything. I said, right? 1, 2 ACs are not working. So, have you seen this movie? Mahesh Babu movie, I think. He'll say that. They'll attack him there. Spider ga? Inka old movie. వన్ ఏదో మొత్తానికి దాంట్లో అంటాడు ఇన్ని సుమోలు ఎందుకురా పెట్రోల్ రేట్ పెరిగింది కదా అని చెప్పి అతడేనా రైట్ ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ బాగుంటుంది నౌ దేర్ కాస్ట్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ద మ్యాటర్ అటాక్ ఈజ్ ద మ్యాటర్ రైట్ వన్ గోయింగ్ డౌన్ other has to serve it. That's the concept in here. It's not about cost. It's about making services available for everyone at all point of time. Now, next question is, why these many data centers? Now, if I just revolve this thing, rotate the globe, twist it, okay, if I keep somewhere here, New Zealand north, okay, so if I rotate it, even if at the seashore as well, there is a data center. Okay, so why these many data centers?
To make it more available in case of failure.
Not exactly.
Close data is very
Yeah. So you have to have everything fast. Now when I click on Google, it has to load. Tuck.
availability.
What is the website that we use for Google now? www.google. It's not .com is US domain, but when you access it, it get routed to .co.in. In means India. You're accessing from India, right? Now, if you're accessing in India, when your services are hosted in India location, then it will be pretty much faster for the Indians. Now, when you access it from US, .com is their domain, so they will have faster. Now, when you're accessing from United Kingdom, .co.uk, okay, try accessing this Amazon.com, you'll be redirected and then to US shopping store, not India. When you use Amazon.co.in, that's for India. They'll have a customization. Now, when I sit here and then access the data center, the nearest location is this for me. And now, what you're seeing is just the location, and there will be a backup locations in the globe as well. Okay? That's the reason we as Microsoft, we spend crores of dollars, $1 trillion to help have this infrastructure. Okay? Now, if you want, sitting here, you can deploy a virtual machine in US location. Your virtual machine will be in US data center. Now, when you sit here with the cloud, sitting here, you can deploy your server across these many regions in Azure. Same with other cloud providers as well, but these many regions you can deploy your virtual machines. Got it? Now, when you have these things, let's say this data center goes down, what is it? What happens? Can Microsoft say that we had a cyclone in that particular location? Our data center is gone. Along with it, your data is also gone. My money is so much. You're only talking about your data. My infrastructure, entire infrastructure has been swept due to a tsunami there. Can they say that? Will you buy that statement? No. Right? So that's where they build, if one data center is there, they keep copies of that particular data that's present there in other data centers as well. Replica copy of it. And if you want more redundancy for your data, redundancy means
Duplication of data.
there is no chances of failure. If you want more redundancy, then pay more money. That's it. There are solutions in Azure where you can use it. Now, network protocols you would have heard on your subjects, right? Okay. When data is passing from source to destination, it has to go there and it has to come back with an acknowledgement saying that the data has been sent there. Okay. Now, imagine FM radios. It's only one-way communication. You don't need any acknowledgement. It's only transmitting of data. We are not bothered about whether the data is being received at the destination or not. Connectionless, that's it. You don't have to acknowledge on it. In those kind of scenarios, data is not important for me. Now, let's say you have your WhatsApp and then your WhatsApp has a storage. Is that really important for you? If your phone is lost? No? Not much important. But if there is a banking sector where their accounts are maintained and if their data is residing in the cloud, now their data should be available for the end users at all point of time. Okay? To achieve these redundancies in the back end, Azure will never over provision the requirements. Now, inside the data center, if you take a look at it, these are the blade servers that are present inside. Now, we will have at least 30 machines in it. Okay? And among them, 12 to 14 will be reserved. They don't use that capacity. The reason because in case if this specific hardware is failing, okay, there are virtual machines running on it, right? There should be a backup for it. If the virtual machine is going down, then it has to run on the other physical hardware. To have that dependency, we will keep it here. This is reserved capacity for it. Now, you have to have a DAO key. What are the core components? CPU, memory, storage, remember these things, these are very important. Now, have you ever heard of a term cluster? What is it? Group of similar things. It's called a cluster. Now, at the back end, it's not about knowing about Azure, it's anywhere in the world. Okay? CPU and memory will always be together one cluster. That means when you have this thing in a rack, you'll only have CPU and memory there. Okay? Now, when storage comes in, storage will be a separate cluster for it. These components all will never be clubbed together. Okay? And for network, you'll have a different cluster for it, wherein component of it. Now, everything, we call them core components because if anything is not working in them, it's of no use. If your virtual machine is available, you have CPU, memory and storage, and if you are not able to access it when you don't have a network, it's of no use. Okay? When CPU and memory are down and you still have virtual machine access, there is no use of it as well. Right? So that's how they do it in the back end. When you have these kind of clusters, you saw at the data center level, right? You have racks. Okay, that's only a bay of this. Okay, we said how much? 10 football grounds. That means you're only looking at one bay. In such one bay, there will be thousands of bays like that. Okay, network will be placed separately. The reason why are they segregating these things, if you have to look at it. Okay, when CPU and memory are failing, that's in your hardware here. If this is failing, okay, your data will be still there on the storage. This is where your hard disk, right? Now, think of your laptop. Okay, think of your laptop. You'll have all the same components in your laptop. A lorry went on your laptop. Okay, lucky thing that it went from a side, other side where the hard disk is present. Okay, my hard disk is still alive. I'll take this. This is my heart, my data. Now I'll take this, attach it to a new laptop, my data is safe. Now you lost your hardware, but your data is safe. Right? And the same way, network. When you have this failure, when we reserve these components, CPU, memory, your hard disk is here, your VM has crashed because it's running on this hardware. Now what you do, you move this virtual machine here, and then this is tagged with this particular hard disk, right? Route it to it. Okay? We are mapping that particular storage to this. Clear? Any doubt or any confusion on it? Clear? Now, the same way here, hard disk will also have a redundancy on it. This is only on the CPU memory level redundancy. The same way you'll have the redundancy on storage as well, and the same redundancy will be there on the network as well. Now, if you look at that particular design now, you have a switch on the top. Cables are connected. Now, if that switch goes down, all the cables that are connected to this machine, the LAN connectivity, entire system will be down. So now you have to have a redundancy for that as well. Now here, this lab going down doesn't matter for us because it's not that critical for us. But let's imagine Geo network, most of us are using, right? Okay, Geo customer is with Microsoft. Okay, they have separate data centers. They don't use public cloud. Geo has been given different data centers in Microsoft where they are using it. Now, if that goes down, what is the impact on it? All the plan that you have, let's imagine one data center of Geo is down. You people are users for it. Now you'll say, when internet are down in our locations a couple of days ago, right? Cable cut. Okay, government has implemented one new rule, Faltu rule. Okay, they've cut cables. Who all got impacted? Every internet provider. Now, if really you're in IT environment and then we were like, what is this stupid thing and all? Okay, now, then I thought, Jio is using satellite connection. Why the hell I have to use this particular connection? I'll switch to Jio. Okay, Jio is satellite, ACT, U broadband, and everyone are using fiber cables. Now, what if you switch from ACT to Jio? That means it's a loss for that particular service provider. Now, for you, it's a data center down. For my customer, it's a revenue loss. Okay, and the trust they are going to gain from them. When your services are completely available, now Azure ensures that your targeted things are available all the time. That's why they spend this much of things on the infrastructure. No matter what, even if someone is dying, even if there is a cyclone or a tsunami, your data will still be available in these data centers and you can access it from anywhere. You only have to have an internet connection. That's it. Okay. Now, if you take a look at my machine, the previous, it's a virtual desktop that I deployed for the demonstration purpose. When we took a look about it, I will have my machines deployed across all the locations. That means along with my physical laptop, I also have a virtual desktops that are defined across all the locations. The reason because, be it anything, if there is any outage in a particular location, as a support engineer, I should have access to each and every location. Let's say if India site is down and there is something wrong with India location, I should still be able to access data center things from connecting to China location. From China also I can access my things there. So that's what it. Now this concept is called redundancy. Okay, we call it as two terms in here. Now we will have two things in here. When that loads, I'll show you these things. We spoke about redundancy, right? This will be a little boring concept, but bear with me, but important. Availability set and then availability zone. Now everywhere that you go, you should have backup plan for it. Let's say you're going for a shopping. Now that particular shop is closed. Will you come back? No. What's your backup plan? You go into a mall. Why are you going to a mall? You'll have multiple services available there. If one shop is closed, other shop. The same thing happens in here as well. So you should have to make sure that your customers are not going out. Okay? And you should never say that my data center is down. So for the virtual machines, okay, once I deploy one virtual machine. Now imagine this situation, the boutique example that we have taken. I wanted to deploy only one machine, but I've seen customers, my US customers have increased. They're looking for more orders and then I have to prioritize them. I've started the boutique here in India itself, but somehow marketing went good and then promotions went well and then they'll have to expand it to US. But you don't have a passport and all. How will you go there and then build up a data center there? Right? So then you will make use of this cloud wherein you will deploy one virtual machine in India location for India customers and then other machine in US location. Okay? And now my site is here. Okay? It's hosted in two servers, one in India, one in US. Now, how will the customers be redirected? Based on?
Based on the
How?
location they are at.
How will you track it? Nearest point. How will it get to know which one is near? Now if I am sitting here and then axing it.
Based on availability zones.
Because if you have ever wondered, okay, if you access couple of things, when you access Amazon website, even if you give .com, it's still redirecting to .co.in. How? Because your internet service provider is in India. Okay, your internet service provider is in India. So basing on the internet service provider, it has to relocate that request to the specific locations whenever they access. Okay. Now, what if this VM is down? Down can be for any reason where there is a hardware failure at the data center level or maintenance activities. What is meant by maintenance? Updates. Every machine needs updates, right? So Azure is carrying out activities. Okay. Now, is it when you host your virtual machine in Azure, will that be available 100% all the time? Never, ever. You take an internet service from ACT. They'll say, my services are awesome. You will never have internet down situation in your location inside. Do you believe in? Why? You cannot believe in. See, last situation, government took something, blame is on someone. Why did they cut the cables? Somebody died. Did they die because of internet cables? Without permission, they are keeping on. Why? What is the government doing till now?
No such incident happens.
Few things will not be in our control. Okay? That's why they will say, even Azure will say 99.14 nines. Okay? Anything going wrong at the data center level, hardware or maintenance will be falling into this point 1% category. Okay? That's why they play with it. But highest availability, if you make use of these things. Now, we have thought about scenarios, right? If a data center is failing. Now, imagine about a hardware failure, this is the situation. Now, what if the entire data center is going down? There are situations. There is a cyclone where imagine there is a flooding tsunami. The data center is in the seashore and there is a tsunami. Can this run? No, right? What if this goes down? Mirroring image will be present in the other data center. Your services will be up. To achieve this, what IaaS service does? Only infrastructure. Now, you have to deploy multiple servers in an availability zone. When you deploy VMs in an availability zone, Azure will ensure that, let's say if you deploy 2 VMs, one VM will be in one data center, other VM will be different data center. Right? This is called availability zone. Okay? And next thing, availability set. When you have multiple VMs and then you keep it in availability set, what it ensures is, in the backend you have these blades, right? Okay? Now, one VM will be running in here, Let's imagine the second VM is also running here. Now what if this hardware is down? Both the VMs are going down, right? Okay. Now what Azure does is when you place the VM in availability set, it ensures that these two VMs are not running on the same hardware. It will be deployed in a different hardware. Clear? Now what if this both hardware goes down? This is how the game begins. Okay. Now it's your job to deploy one more VM. Keep multiple VMs, and when maintenance activities, there are two categories of events. One is controllable and the other one is non-controllable. Non-controllable is like tsunami and all. Other thing, a hardware failure, right? We never know when a hardware fails, but chances of both of these hardware going down is very less. Now you can ask me a question: if there is a power outage, okay, and the concept of availability set is these are independent power sources. This power source will be different. This power source will be different. This cooling source will be different. This cooling source will be different. Okay, so that's how they ensure. This is called a concept of availability set. Okay, availability zone. If you use these concepts, these are called high availability features. Okay, these are called high availability features, which are called availability set, availability zone. Okay, there is one more concept called proximity placement group. Okay, we call it as PPG. You don't worry about notes, I give you everything. You only remember these terms: Azure VM availability set, Azure VM availability zone, Azure VM proximity placement group. What does a proximity placement group does is, when VMs are getting deployed, let's say one VM is deployed in one location and the second VM is deployed in a different location. Okay, then there will be latency. Let's say this is your II server and this is your web server. When these two needs communication, if there is a distance of more, then there will be latency between them. So to balance that, they will be kept in the nearest location. So PPG will ensure these VMs are placed at the nearest location. Now, the papers that you people are preparing, everything is already there in Azure. These things you are discussing on the seminar, right? So all these things will be taken care by the provider itself. It's our job to understand what it is actually. That's the reason you're studying it through papers. When you study it through papers, now come to an imagination like this, where it is, what it is and all. Now, is Hyderabad the only data center? No, you have data center in Chennai. You have data center in Pune. When it means a data center, it's not one single site. There are multiple sites in Chennai. Now they started coming to Hyderabad. First, they are deploying here, this particular location, X location, and then they'll do it in a Y location at a later point of time. They keep expanding on it. Okay? And considering these factors, there will be a lot of things that will be taken in consideration where why Hyderabad is selected when you have so many places? Why not Vizag? Seashore. More of cyclones. Why not Kakinada? Right? KCR did not drive anything, bro. Okay? So when they do it, they check natural calamity free zones. There will be lot of considerations when deploying a data center. When they deploy it, they think of all these constraints where space, cost, everything. That's the do it. Okay? Any doubts on this? Shall I show you how to deploy a virtual machine? My area of expertise. So when you click on virtual machine, it will take you to the same thing. And then create virtual machine. When you click on the virtual machine, the fields, it's only just clicks. You don't need any knowledge, you don't need any tool, you don't need anything at all. If anybody, any student or someone is scared of coding things, mathematics, I'm very poor at math, that's why, okay? These things, this is the easiest one, because I said right, Swiggy, Zomato, scroll, select, add to cart, order. Same thing in here. Now, you'll have a subscription that's getting created. Resource group is a logical container where it holds all the resources. Let's say like I'm from a CSC branch. Okay, this is my subscription. I'm from a CSC branch. Now, anything that belongs to CSC, I'm grouping it as a container. Okay, logical grouping of resources is nothing but a resource group. Anything that you have a doubt, you will have an eye icon in here. So, anything that you have a doubt, place your cursor here and then click on it. Okay, look at it. When I place my cursor, it says what it is. A resource group is a collection of resources that shares same life cycle permissions and policies. What this actually means is when you group them together, now my CSC branch only need to have CSC students only need to have access to these things. Now you can define those permissions on this particular resource group so that everything will be populated in the DOM. Under resource group, the resources will be there. Okay. Now that's the particular resource group, and then you can give any name for the virtual machine. So it's just any name that doesn't matter, test 1, 2, 3 or E, any word that you take, after that there will be a validation. Okay. Now when you look at that validation, it's validating if there is any other machine with the same name inside this resource group or not. Just that validation. Now this is the more interesting thing. If you look at here, these are the data center regions. Were you able to see Hyderabad in here? You don't see Hyderabad. They call it as South, Central, these terms. If you look at it, Korea South. Okay, Australia South. Australia Central West, Central US. They categorize on the geographical regions of it. And now, you don't know where it's getting deployed here. Now, that's why the kid said cloud. You don't know where your resource is, but you will be able to access them. So that's where these many regions you can deploy. There is no restriction at all until and unless there are capacity constraints in that particular region. See, if you look at it, there is one more interesting thing. Geo India West. This is our test subscription. That's the reason I'm able to see. But for end customers, for few of them it will be visible, depending on what they are using and all. It will not be available for it. It's the data center for Geo. Now, if you look at, you can select any location, and then here comes availability options. If it's a scale set, you can select it. Now I'm selecting it no infrastructure redundancy. Okay. If I select infrastructure redundancy, these things will come in. Availability set. Okay. If I change the region, depending on the region, these things will change. Availability set, I'm giving a name for it. When I give an availability set, when availability zone is not available, it will be blocked. The reason because I don't have any availability zone for this particular location. Okay, I can only select an availability set. But when you change the regions and all, these things would get changed as well. Okay, this is how you walk through, but I told. Now, if you look at these sizes, these are broadly categorized into general purpose, standard, premium, network intensive, storage intensive. There are so many categories of it. Now, when you go to Google and type in as Azure VM sizes, Okay. Now when you type in as Azure VM sizes, there will be a lot of sizes that would be coming in. I heard someone ask this question where how will be the hardware defined for it. Now if you look at here, these are the category of virtual machines. That means, let's say if I designed a game and I wanted to host it on available across the globe. Now I need graphics for it. When you really have to buy a graphic enabled machine, it will be so much of charge for you. And then you cannot invest that much. And now here, it's a post-paid service. It's not a prepaid. After the usage, you will be paying for it. Now I don't have to invest more money. The business that I do, the revenue that I get, I can pay it later on the bills. Now if you select these particular, expand these things, no, you will see families in here. And then A series, B series, D, DC, these are. And workload scenarios and everything is documented in here. And what family of hardware is being used in the backend, everything will be documented in here. What processor is used. Cloud, nothing is hidden, everything is transparent. They cannot fool you at any point of time, and they don't try to do it even because it's a very big business across the globe that's happening. If you look at the cloud service providers, there are hardly 3 or 4 in the world, okay, and only 2 are more popular, which is Amazon and Microsoft at the moment. Rest of the cloud, they are there, but their contribution on the share is a lot of difference on it. Okay. Now anything that you need, everything will be documented here itself. Any doubt that you get, you just have to look at this particular document. Now you will select a particular size, and then when you select the size, then your depending on the size that you have, see vCPU, RAM, disk, maximum IOPS, these are technical, and then this is the estimated cost of it. Okay? When there is an estimated cost, that means you would get this much of bill if you select this particular size. Okay? Clear? Now, once you select these things, when you select, I don't get this option because I'm outside of my network now. That's the reason. Okay? Now, when I go back, I'll select the size, and then there are a couple of other options as well for login creation and everything. Okay? If it's a Windows machine, I can select the operating system here after choosing the size. See image. When you select this particular image, you will have all the categories of images in here. Now, the advantage is that when you buy it, when you maintain it on your own, you'll have to pay for the OS license as well. Here, the virtual machine charge includes the license. The other thing is, when you do it on your own, you have to buy the license for 1 year, and then you'll be charged in advance. Now here, it's only on the usage. If you use it for 2 days, you'll only be billed for 2 days. Okay? You will select, and if you look at it, you'll have all the version of operating systems as well. For now, we only know Linux and Windows, right? There are other operating systems as well, and there are third-party operating systems as well, wherein I can create my own version of operating system, encapsulating it with the things that I want, and then make it available for across the globe. I can be a vendor and I can host my operating system in Microsoft Cloud, and then you people can use it as well. So that way there are a lot of customizations, and then you select a specific operating system of it. Okay? Once the operating system is selected, rest of the other fields, everything in here. The reason why I said is no lab, because everything is self-explanatory. You'll have a document for it. When you go through the document, you'll be definitely be easily doing it. And any doubts that you have, you just have to place your cursor there, and then it will let you know on it. So NSG, this we call it as Network Security Group. I did not discuss this one because we did not have sufficient time on it. But this is kind of security that we are adding into the virtual machine. Kind of watchman in front of the security, wherein only defining on the rules that we give for it, only those people will be able to connect to it. Now, when you fill all these fields, okay, what type of disk that you want. So if you look at this top blade, basic things that you select, category of disk that you select, network, which network do you want it to keep in? I mean, like we will segregate inside the VM as a networks. I'm not going much detail in it. And then monitoring if anything goes wrong to the virtual machine, shutdown operation or start operation, anything, monitoring, okay, and couple of advanced options, we need not look at it. Basic things, till you complete here, the virtual machine gets deployed. These are all advanced things that you need. Tags is something that what is tag? Simple real-time thing. When you keep a tag, price tag. This model, this particular price, this category, shopping, shirts or pants, we'll keep some categories in here. This is just for our identification to it. Let's say if I deployed a machine in CSC group, and then I have to say that this belongs to CSC group. And then I'll mark a label in here as CSC group and then value as CSC. I'll keep it as a group and then value as CSC and then give it. Now when you do fill all these things, when you do look at disk, you'll have different categories of sizes as well. Standard and premium. Under standard you'll have HDD, SSD, SSD, premium SSD as well. What's the difference between a HDD and a SSD? Any idea? HDD is a very older thing. If you remember, tape disk, the disk will be rotating. On top of it, old cassette, you heard it, gramophone records, the same thing. So the tape will move. This is a very older technology wherein you will have a very slow access of data. And depending on, I said right, pricing. When you go for higher things, you'll have a higher cost. Now, standard SSD is nothing but you don't have the tapes, you have a chip based thing. When disk is rotating and then data has to be grabbed from it, it has to wait for the rotations, move, and data access will be slow. When it comes to SSDs, they are solid state drives which are nothing but your chips. Go get it, that's it. You don't have to rotate, wait for the head to come, did not know these kind of stories. And why we are using it? For a better performance. Now, if you look at these lines, okay, it will be clearly mentioned. Everything in the portal will be self-explanatory, even if you don't have a knowledge on it. When you start deploying it, you go through the documents and you will definitely be able to understand the concepts that we discussed. And now whatever we discussed so far is just enlightening you, giving you a big demo on how to use these kind of services. Now, once you deploy all these things, once you click on submit deployment, it will only take around 1.5 to 2 minutes of time for the deployment, and your virtual machine will be ready like this. Once you submit, it will only take 1.5 minutes. That means once you decide on what size, what specifications that you need, it will be ready in 1.5 minutes. Now, what is the advantage that we are getting in here is, if you want a hardware, you have to place an order. You have to select a model. Now, if you don't like it, you cannot exchange it again. Okay? You have to select a model and then get an operating system. Whatever you buy, you have to fix for it. Okay? Whatever the size you get. Now, here with the cloud, you have alteration and everything. Even if you get a tighter dress, you can expand it and make it loose. Okay? Same thing. Everything is tailored for you. And then if you don't like it, throw it off, get a new one. And if you want the same data, again, you can play around like anything. All these things are free of cost for $200. You can explore them. As I said, if you need anything on it, you know what tools to use? ChatGPT, Perplexity Pro, ATAL users getting free of cost, advertising ఎక్కువ అవుతుందిగా. So same things. You don't have to worry about anything. Just learn the concept. When you go there and ask someone for help, only remember, now we are not in a world of hidden things. When I am studying, my situation is like, can you explain me this thing? Now, everybody has got tools. If you know what you want to learn, just go there and then ask, I want to learn this. That's it. Now, right? So, I'm not going in detail. You can do lab by yourself. As I've said, take a free trial and then explore it. Now, other thing is, there is a concept of scale set. Okay? As we don't have much time, I'll complete in 5 minutes itself. As simple as that. Okay, I'll give you one example and you will only tell the answer. Have you ever booked in train tickets? Which site do you use?
AICTE.
Okay. Tatkal booking?
AICTE.
IRCTC. Is it easy? Why? Too many. Very many people acting at the same point of time.
Yes.
Now, imagine the same kind of load will be on Flipkart and Amazon when they keep deals. They do a marketing strategy. They start the advertising things ahead of time, at least 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. Now, let's imagine only one thing. I'll not eat up your brains. Bear me with 5 more minutes. This is your VM. Right? Concentrating?
Yes.
Are you here?
Yes.
Not with anybody else? Right? So now this is my VM. And I have my Amazon or Flipkart site hosted on. Now, this one, when they keep any sales, let's say, he announces it saying that I'm giving iPhone 14 Pro Max at 20,000 rupees. Why do? They wanted to clear their stock. That's the reason. Now, during that time, if the site goes down, what will you say? These are waste people. They say that they are giving deals, but they are not giving it. They'll lose their trust. But they don't want to do it intentionally. The reason because if I announce the same thing in the room, all people will try to buy it, even if it's not a requirement for it. At least to check, is it really coming at this particular point of time? You will come and check. Now, what will be the load on this machine on the regular times? Okay, overload. When overload is happening on the site, what happens? Right? Demand. Now, in that case, what I have to do? Now I only have one machine. You need to scale up. Okay? That means I need one more virtual machine. Okay? It is still getting overloaded. People started bombarding us. There is more load on it. Next, what I have to do? More. One more. Now, how do you get to know that it's getting overloaded? Will you be sitting in front of it and then monitoring it like this? No, right? We'll set up monitoring tools for it. Okay? Now, for this one, this concept is called scale set, wherein it can automatically upscale and downscale. Parameters for it, if my CPU utilization is going beyond 60, spin up another virtual machine. Okay? When it touches 60, I have to deploy? No, right? That concept is wrong. It should be in 60% of utilization for at least 5 or 10 minutes. Then spin up a virtual machine. Okay? Now, second virtual machine is also spinned up, and on the second machine as well, if there is beyond 60%, constantly, then spin up one more. Okay? Parameters for this one: CPU, memory, and network, and storage. All these will be parameters. You will define rule for it. Okay? Now, interesting thing is this. The reason why we have to use this is, now in order to run your Amazon website, you have an application inside the operating system, right? You have lot of configurations, everything present. Now you prepare that and then give it one golden image. And then at the scale set level, the image will be presented. This will be your image which you customized. You have posted your application. When UVM is getting deployed, this image will be used. From the copy of that particular image, your virtual machine is getting deployed. Right? And when the sale is completed, okay, that means, do I have to wait? I need not monitor it. I'll set up one more parameter, saying if the CPU utilization is 40% for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, okay, then scale down one instance. Okay, now once I cut down that instance, that means I am building my trust with the customers, right? And at the same point of time, I am saving on cost. I need not manually monitor it. I can even directly look at it and then deploy virtual machine, and then automation is going to take care of it in the backend, which are nothing but your scale set rules. Isn't it interesting? Okay, this is how these people are doing in the backend. Now, when they are doing something wrong, now during the sale point of time, now whenever iPhone 16 got launched a couple of days ago, during the launch event, they need some machines for broadcast. Now they don't buy their hardware every day. They use their cloud platforms, use it for that particular streaming. Now, if you think of your real-time things, everything is on cloud now. Your Netflix videos comes from cloud. Your WhatsApp data is in cloud. Now, if you wanted to keep your data somewhere and then access it at any point of time, now if you keep your data in OneDrive, then you can access it from anywhere across the globe. Okay, and costing is also very cheaper. Okay, there are very many ways of it. This is what on all the session about cloud computing, and imagine we only covered a very minute topic on the cloud. I said right, not even the finger that we pointed up, a dot. Okay, it's just a way, and keep exploring the docs.azure.com that I said, which will have complete documentation on it. And if anybody is interested more on the cloud part, it's a very vast topic. Confine yourself to a specific thing. There is a certification called AZ900, which covers the basic concepts of it. Okay? And if anybody is looking for any opportunities on cloud, definitely it will be a booming technology for the next couple of years at least.